You know, I've been with this franchise since day one. I'm a world-class veteran video game critic. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a somebody. You, on the other hand, are a nobody. Thousands of people flock to this channel because they want the reality of the situation, and they ain't going to get it, believe me, anywhere else. That's why they come here to world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. And here's the reality of the situation in regards to this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. It's a hoax. Nothing but hogwash. An elaborate ploy to garner clicks. Because here's the thing, you can't prove to world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life that this was indeed at one point in time on the PlayStation Store. And since that's the case, since you can't prove that this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 was at one point on the PlayStation Store, case closed. You lose. And no, folks, I don't care if you disagree. I know you're going to disagree. I don't care. This all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 ain't going to be at State of Play. That I can tell you. You know, I don't think you guys even deserve this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. It's incredibly sad how this franchise is now infested with a bunch of fake Resident Evil fans that ultimately came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. And as such, since this franchise is now infested with so many fake fans, they just don't know what's best for this franchise. And they're ultimately, because they make Capcom big money, they're ultimately going to dictate where this franchise goes as we move forward. So anyone clamoring for any sort of resemblance to what Resident Evil was when it first began, you can throw all of that out the window. Because the Fortnite fans, they came from Fortnite. Yes, this actually happened. They came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, and they went out and they bought it because IGN said it was the best thing since sliced bread. And now we're having these discussions as if Capcom hit that home run here with this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. Guys, they didn't hit that home run. Clueless Capcom, these lazy millennial devs that now work at Capcom, they just didn't hit that home run here with this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. Hell, I'm still waiting for Capcom to remake Resident Evil 2. Because we didn't get a remake, at least we didn't get one that made any sense whatsoever. It was an all-new Resident Evil game inspired by Resident Evil 2. It was an all-new Resident Evil game under the guise of Resident Evil 2. And as such, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 is disposable, half-assed, and soulless. But you don't care. You never have, and you never will. You don't care about quality. You don't like anything that resembles quality. You want new, you want shiny, you want style, you want presentation, and that's all. You don't care about gameplay, features, mechanics, longevity. None of that matters to you. You want a game that's disposable because you want to sit there and consume. You are a fake Resident Evil fan, and it's incredibly sad. It's incredibly sad that at one point this franchise was literally the best thing going for gaming at one point. It really was. But now you, yes you fake Resident Evil fans have ruined this franchise. And you look at this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, which is, by the way, fake, but you look at this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, and you see the caution tape on Nemesis. Are you freaking serious, clueless Capcom? This is unbelievably sad. You have to throw the caution tape on there to remind the Fortnite crowd, which is primarily the Resident Evil fan base now, to say, oh yeah, he's the bad guy, he's dangerous, watch out. I mean, that is such an indicator on where this franchise is headed. And by the way, it's not a good direction. But again, you don't care because you were too busy going,